what inspires people to ride motorcycles. The roads are wet and it must have rained at this place for and I think this is the right time to give my honest verdict about the Yamaha r15m. Hi guys, welcome back once again for another long ride. So this time I am going to have quite a long ride with the Yamaha r15m. So I am going to travel to Chennai with this motorcycle. So I am going to embark on a journey which is almost 630 kilometers. So the time is almost past 3 o'clock and I will be starting my journey in another 5 to 10 minutes. So it is going to be a big journey because I have done a lot of long journeys with my Ninja 300 and the ZX. But this is the first time I am going to do such a long ride with a small capacity motorcycle. So do watch this video completely to know my experience and to find out whether the r15 will suit for long rides. And here we are 2 kilometers into my journey, and my initial impressions with the r15m are the seat is not as comfortable as I expected. The seat is quite small and it is not very comfortable, and moreover I did this same ride with my Ninja 300 some 4 or 5 months ago, and even the Ninja 300 seat was not so comfortable, and the last part of the journey was quite excruciating for me. So the r15 is not going to be any different. Moreover, when I took my Ninja 300, I almost completed 630 kilometers in 7.5 hours. But with the r15, I don't think I can maintain that time, because the r15 cannot maintain the average speed which the Ninja 300 was able to maintain. And the first 25 kilometers of my journey is going to be a straight highway. The road will be like this, and after that up to Chennai I am having national highway where there won't be any opposing traffic. So I can maintain a good average speed on the national highway, but until then I have to keep it slow and safe. And exactly 25 kilometers later we are going to enter the national highway. So this national highway will lead to Madurai, Trichy, Viluppuram, and finally we will be reaching Chennai. So Chennai should be anywhere around 600 kilometers more, and here we are exactly entering the national highway. So at around 6,500 RPM, the variable valve actuation technology gets switched on. The VVA sign just comes on the dashboard. I think it is around 7,000 RPM. So the purpose of this technology is to make the motorcycle feel powerful even at the top end. But here I am trying to push the motorcycle, but Since the r15 being a lighter motorcycle, the crosswinds are just resisting the motorcycle and making it go quite slower. And yes, the brakes of the r15 is quite good. It is inspiring a lot of confidence. As you saw, just as the cattle crossed, the brake was efficient and the motorcycle was pretty stable. For a 155cc, 142 kilogram motorcycle, that is really good. And here we are at the first toll gate on our way, the Tutukurin toll gate. And here I will be having my first small break. And one more thing with the r15 is I have to tell about the quick shifter in this motorcycle. So introducing quick shifter for a 155cc motorcycle is a great thing, but I have to say that quick shifter is not up to mark. It is very smooth, but it doesn't give you the confidence to use the quick shifter, because whenever I use the quick shifter, it feels like as if I am going to break the gearbox of the motorcycle. The motorcycle, once shifted to the higher gear, it pulls like as if the gearbox is going to get ripped out. So that doesn't garner any confidence with the rider. And moreover, the clutch lever of the r15 is quite smooth and does not require a lot of effort to pull. So far in this ride, I have avoided using the quick shifter, and I am using my clutch lever to shift wherever necessary. And this motorcycle is very small and nimble, but again being nimble takes away the stability of the motorcycle. And time is 5:15, 1 hour 45 minutes since I started, and I have covered 130 kilometers so far. And here we are, exactly 2 hours into the ride, and I have covered 158 kilometers in 2 hours. And right now I am at the Madurai ring road. So this road stretches for around 20 kilometers. This bypasses the Madurai city, and being a bypass to a city, this road has some traffic usually. And for another 20 kilometers I have to be quite slow. I cannot ride as if I was riding on the national highway. So right now we are going to cross Madurai airport, and the runway is visible, very much visible from the highway. And this is a sightseeing spot here. And here we are exiting Madurai city, and time is exactly 6 o'clock. 2.5 hours since I started, and I have so far covered around 186 kilometers, and right now we have crossed Madurai, and we are running towards Trichy. Now Trichy should be around another 120 kilometers maximum. So if you look around the sceneries, you may get an idea what inspires people to ride motorcycles. It is those beautiful mountains, the orange sky, and the beautiful roads, and riding gives you a freedom that you won't get anywhere. So that is what makes people like me ride the motorcycle so much. And at last it has rained, I think. The roads are wet, and it must have rained at this place for just 4 or 5 minutes ago. Time is 6:45, and almost the sun is going to set. And here we are crossing Trichy city. So time is almost 7:30, 4 hours since we started, and I have covered exactly 300 kilometers, and almost another 330 kilometers is remaining. And the night vision of the r15m is pretty good, I have to say. The headlights are not bad. They have very good illumination on the road. And speaking of the comfort, saddle sore is there, but it is so far it is bearable. And regarding saddle sore, I can comment only after riding at least another 200 kilometers. And here we are crossing the famous Kollam river. So that means we have crossed Trichy city. I had sunlight for almost 3 hours, more than 3 hours, and I was able to maintain pretty good speeds during daytime. And now I am riding with the help of the headlights of the motorcycle, and it is not possible to maintain the same pace. And moreover, as I go near Chennai, there will be traffic. So far up to almost, I have to say, up to Trichy, I had roads very free. That won't be the case hereafter. And this is a junction on the national highway. So these sort of junctions will be eating away your precious time. So just now I have crossed Ulundurpete toll. I took some rest there. Actually, I had a wonderful stretch of riding between Trichy and Ulundurpete, and now my destination is just 198 kilometers from here. And guys, we are more than 7 hours into the ride, and Chennai is just around the corner. I have exactly 100 kilometers more to destination. So guys, now I have ridden this r15, for more than 530 kilometers in a stretch, and I think this is the right time to give my honest verdict about the Yamaha r15m. So for people who say that this motorcycle is not meant for touring, it is a proper race bike. Of course it is a proper race bike, but that doesn't mean that the r15 cannot do any touring. And here I have ridden this motorcycle for 535 kilometers so far, and I have another 100 kilometers. I think I will be riding around 630 kilometers with this motorcycle today. And to be honest, I have to say I feel more comfortable on the r15 than being on my Ninja 300. Even though the riding position of the 300 is quite better when compared to the r15, the seat of the 300 is very hard, and saddle sore will creep in as you start riding more and more. And the r15 scores better on that aspect, and I have to say this is a very good touring machine. Moreover, this motorcycle is very nimble and lightweight, and it does not feel heavy in city traffics. And last time I made a ownership review of the r15, wherein I mentioned that this motorcycle can keep up with the bigger motorcycles on the highway. But now I have to take back my statement, and I have to accept the fact that the r15 is one good motorcycle, but that does not mean that this can keep up with a lot bigger motorcycles. The r15 is the best motorcycle in its class, but that doesn't mean that this motorcycle can simply throw its weight with the bigger motorcycles. That would not end up well for the r15. And people used to say that the r15 is pretty costly when compared to other motorcycles in its segment. But here I have to say that the r15 simply justifies its higher price tag. The r15 is priced high for a reason, and the hardware and the performance of the motorcycle simply justifies the price tag of the Yamaha r15. And so far I had a preconceived notion about the r15, and today this motorcycle has changed that preconceived notion, and I have to accept the fact that this is the best in its class. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. See you all once again in another video.